Hello and welcome back. I'm to do a very quick breakdown of the Russian Roulette remix. Um, I figured this probably should be a separate video from the last video I just did, but here it is. So, when I first made this track, this remix, I honestly didn't think it was going to turn anything, but I just started doing stuff into Slice X. And it was basically all that part is the section of it's that midsection there, and basically I just just made a pattern and I just kept continuing it, and I just I was getting frustrated with it and stuff like that, but I kind of like played into that a little bit, so I was like played into the music, how getting frustrated and just like just having weird little things going on with it. Like the piano's kind of representing that too. Yeah, just like getting frustrated, hitting all the keys, all kinds of stuff. So I played into that a lot in the beginning parts, and I eventually got it settled down into a little pattern here. Another thing, I kind of just made it off grid a little bit, just so, honestly, just to fuck with DJs. And so you have to be kind of good to DJ it. You just gotta realize there is like a section where it's not thing. You just set your beat marker at it. So another thing, I like to use a lot of bit crush on this. Just on a bit crush. Yep, that's always cool. Joining up with that. Alright. And then after we get to that little bit up, I just the patch here is just Aspire. I pretty much got the stems from on the vocals from just there's a little feature in FL where you can extract stems from sample, little AI thing. It's a really cool feature in FL. It's me smiling for the team as I little pad thing in the background. This really cool thing, little hype layer. So all that is another section of the song. The intro. I pitched it up like a bunch. And I went on to another pattern with the Slice X and just another thing I did is I had sound effects, but that also happened in the beginning too. So all that is just a spiral. That's the same guy who makes Emergence OGT with that, and just cutting off with the balance there. Drums, fairly simple. Some little fills. I think I removed those. Yeah, I did. Nope. This. Okay. Bass part, I kind of merged all the little sections together, so I just create infinite variations of the bass guitar, or the bass notes. Little, just going up, just little fills with the bass. And just render things out with the reverse here. That sounds fine with that little click. It's fine on the kick. So transient merges with it. for the lead section. So it's pretty much the lead, but on a little patch. Operating time. Going into just more fills. Just making a bunch of fills with Slice X. So onto the drop. Another thing that I did with the vocals is that I have something called bimono. So what bimono does is it makes it whiter by flipping the signal, but it cancels out when you put it in mono, so it's a really good stereo effect. I highly recommend it. It's free. It's a really good plugin, and the person who makes this makes amazing plugins. And so it's just a little bit whiter for the vocals and stuff. Kind of go back to that original pattern with Slice X. Or not the original, but yeah, it's the original. Just doing fills. Bring back the lead part. And I quickly just go on to making a breakcore section. I took a drum sample and I just very quickly, let me get a good selection or get it so I can hear it. Just going fucking crazy with it. I switched the pattern up from the first verse. So, from before it sounded like this. I switch it to... Oh. Just for contrast from the first drop. Doing the same thing with the guitar, or bass guitar. Another thing I do kind of hear interesting here is like this little fill. Really weird sounding fill. So I did like a little custom patch with Patcher. And it's basically two sweeps, one going left, one going right on the balance. How do I do this? You know, it's going crazy when it's saying crazy. That's how it works. And little funny thing here when he says on audio sample says he's got a gun. I thought it was a little bit funny, and then there's like a gun cocking from the beginning of the song, and we do a impact with a gunshot. Little fun things here and there. You just big drop. All the super saws, all they are is I did that one tutorial back then when I made the hyper saws with Virtual AU5 technique. It's basically just that. It's just 2 layers of that, I think. Really noisy, really full. Oh, I forgot a layer. Then I put a piano part over. Add more variants. And the lead part, I do all kinds of creative things with this part here. I did spend quite a while on this little. And I did cut the course short. It's originally about like 4 sections like this. It's originally 6 on the first section. Yes, or 5. I don't know. Whatever. But I did cut it short. And I go back into that bridge section he did in the song, and I go back to that original idea. Just kind of like reaffirming myself from the original idea. Bit crush the vocals. I also just found some patches. I pretty much use Iris a lot. If openness is gonna lag my computer a lot because Iris is kind of unoptimized. Hey, look at that. But yeah, Iris, cool Iris patch. Then I just stack those layers up continuously and just like playing with some strings, with the pad in. And just with a bunch of just bit crush, just changing your bit crush, just automating bit crush, because you gotta, I don't know, you just gotta make it sound cool. With also that that one send here we were talking about earlier, just combining them together, and eventually get to this big moment.
Don't kill yourself, you idiot.
And just ending out with that, just a little stutter there.
You idiot.
That's all you need to do. And that's pretty much it. Anything else in here that's interesting? Not really. Yep. Alright, well, that's my very, very short breakdown of the remix. It's honestly not that complicated. Alright, see you in the next one.